No one is better at defending the pro-life position than Trent Horn. The argument goes as follows. It's wrong to kill innocent human beings. Abortion kills an innocent human being. Therefore, abortion is wrong. The problem is when you go into defining what really a human being is. And when you do that, the argument actually becomes significantly weaker. Trent Horn and other pro-life defenders define a human being as just a human organism. But when trying to defend this view against Dustin Crummett in a discussion, he ran into some problems. Here, Dustin raises the question that Trent just can't really answer.
We could imagine a naturally two-headed alien species. This thing develops from a single egg. It's supposed to have two heads. Maybe both heads are needed to regulate vital functions. If either dies, the organism will die. Surely that is one organism. But if there are two separate minds here, maybe they have an argument or something, then there are two different people.
Dustin is defending the position that we are minds, while Trent is defending the position that we are organisms. So Dustin raises the thought experiment of an alien who has one body, there are one organism, but they have two heads and therefore two minds. In this situation, if you believe that people are their organism, then you only have one person here. But it seems intuitive to think that, okay, there's actually two people. If two heads are like talking to each other, it doesn't seem right to say like they're the same person, especially if they're having their own separate experiences. That just seems incorrect. And so if we're going to say that there's two people here, then we need to say that people are their minds, they're not their organisms. And now here is Trent's response to the question.
Could an organism be more than one person? Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't think it necessarily goes against my view that we are organisms. I don't know if it creates any
it wouldn't show that we're not organisms, but it might show that kind of the most parsimonious thing is that we're minds. If we think those guys would have to be their minds, maybe
or they are organisms too. It's just a case that in some cases an organism can be more than one person.
Well, presumably the persons are not identical to each other, so they can't both be the same organism by transitivity.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, so then the case is, well, can an organism be, if it's identical to if each person is identical to an organism by transitivity, then each of the persons are identical to one another. I'll have to think about that to reflect more if that does create some kind of a kind of a logical contradiction there. And then if it does create that, then either, I guess, then we can move down your route that they're minds. Well, I guess, okay, so in your view, can a mind is one person?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There couldn't be a case where a mind is two people.
Right.
Could an organism have more than one mind? I guess, yeah, the two-headed.
An organism can have more than one mind, but I say what that shows is there are two different people there. Because the number of organisms differs from the number of people, the people and the organisms can't be the same thing.
So what Trent's position in that we are organism commits us to is when we look at that two-headed alien example, he has to either say that's just one person, or he has to abandon his position that we are organisms. I'm going to link this discussion down in the description. It's the best discussion I've ever seen on abortion. These two are both Christians, interestingly enough. It's just that Dustin believes that what we are is a mind. And there's not a whole lot of pro-life Christians who don't take the bodily autonomy view, because there's some pro-life Christians, but typically they'll take the bodily autonomy view. Like they'll say it is, it's wrong to kill human beings, but it's okay to do that if they're overtaking your autonomy. But it's interesting is he just would say it's actually not wrong because there's not really a person there before then, because what people are their minds. And I think that also, they didn't talk about this, but I think that also goes along with the point of what we exist down here under the Christian worldview goes up to heaven. It's our mind that goes up to heaven. It's not our organism that goes up to heaven. And if that's true, if that's what we are, then that just totally refutes the position that abortion is wrong from conception, because the mind doesn't exist until later down the road, 24 weeks or whatever. And yeah, so that's why I think this is the strongest position on abortion, which is that it's at least not wrong before a mind is present. And I think that's very intuitive for a lot of people.